What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Juice Bros channel. I'm Dylan,
I'm Logan.
and today we have a little something different for you. We have a lot of Star Wars news that came out recently, and we would just like to make a video talking about it.
Last 2 days they've held the Star Wars celebration. I believe it's in London. So yesterday they dropped a whole bunch of news, and then today they have dropped some more news. So whole smorgasbord of fun Star Wars content coming in the future.
Yeah, it looks like it's headed in the right direction. Optimistically, of course. Can always go wrong, but it's looking good.
Well, they haven't steered me the wrong way yet. I mean, it's just if there's one thing about Star Wars, I feel like it's consistent.
Yeah.
Um, and they've just been pumping out different shows and movies and this and that over the last what since Force Awakens.
The movies where they kind of have their gaps in between. I'd say since Mando came out, they've been really getting on their high gear.
Yeah, I mean once Disney bought Star Wars, that was when things started to kick into high gear. So I ain't complaining.
I mean, are you a new trilogy fan? I don't think you are.
To be determined. I've seen it, but I need to rewatch them.
No, you don't.
No, I do. I do. Especially since we're going to be seeing a very important main character from that trilogy coming back.
Um, I think we should start with the most recent thing. I think we should start with the Ahsoka trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is probably what I'm most hyped for. I mean, it's coming out in August, so it's right around the corner.
I
But
was shocked that it was the release date was in August. I honestly thought we weren't seeing this show until the end of 2023 or maybe even the beginning of 24.
yeah,
When they
yeah,
said August, I was ecstatic.
yeah, yeah. It was a surprise. I was just scrolling through TikTok and I saw the trailer come up, and I was like, oh god damn, they're dropping the Ahsoka trailer today. That's crazy.
And it did not disappoint either. That trailer had, oh my God. If you're a Rebels fan, we are eating, baby. Let's
Yes,
go.
yes, we are, dude. That trailer showed so much pertaining to Rebels and like what comes next for the Mandoverse in general. Because I mean, Ahsoka is tied right in with what is the Mandoverse and what we'll get into later. I mean, it all just they're intertwined in a way.
Yeah.
So for this Ahsoka trailer, we got a lot of just characters dropped from Rebels and a lot of sneak peeks at, at like what's coming in this series. Like there was a lot revealed in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it was cool to know like most of these characters. I mean, there's going to be a few that we don't know. I saw two different people wielding lightsabers that I've never seen before.
Yeah,
So,
they were almost orange and not red, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, I think it's just a lighter red. It's
I don't know. I think it
probably still red.
what
I've
I
never seen an
think
orange lightsaber.
what I could think is I don't think they're necessarily tied to the Sith maybe. And it's more of a old Republic type of vibe where it's like they're just kind of dark force users and they're not really tied to the Jedi or Sith.
Well, technically at that point in this time frame, the Sith aren't really a thing anymore. All the Sith from before are dead. Well, supposedly dead. Vader's gone, Maul's gone, Dooku's gone.
And
There's
Palpatine's finally
no Sith
gone.
left. Palpatine is somewhere in I don't even know where he's hiding, but he's somewhere.
No, no, I thought oh no, you're right, you're right. This is the New Republic, so it's in between. Yeah, so I
No,
guess
yeah.
Palpatine is still out there. Yeah, I don't think these guys tie into that at all. I think
Yeah,
they
I
are
could see that because I mean, either way, like the Sith, there can only be two of them, light, but like I could definitely see there still being, dark side force wielders.
while there's only two at a time, I mean, who's to know what those two at a time are? So there could be multiple pairs um, going on at once, thinking they're the only pair.
Yeah, I could see that because they don't have this like I don't even know what you would consider Palpatine. He was like the OG Sith for that time period. But I mean, everyone thinks he's dead, so they wouldn't even know if there's like a almost like a god amongst them.
Yeah. So for character drops, we had an appearance for Sabine, we had an appearance for Hera, we had an appearance for Chopper, and an appearance for the back of the head of Thrawn, and a small appearance on a hologram, which I've seen theories that this could be a fake by Thrawn, could be a fake by him himself, but Ezra was in a hologram in a short little clip in this trailer.
Yeah, it's a kind of a blink and you might miss it type of scene real quick.
Yeah, and then
Um,
we have these new Dark Jedi. There was also, besides those two, there was a masked dual wielding. Um, this was more of a red lightsaber. Like the other two were kind of orangey. This one was like a pure red.
mhm.
There was like another dark force user in this, and it looked like an Inquisitor almost.
I wonder if Inquisitors are still around at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's a kind of vague. Um, Maybe I don't know. I don't know the
Be
slightest.
anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. But there was three dark force users in this trailer, and I think that's all we really got from this. Was just kind of drops and like little tidbits and appearances.
Yeah, I mean, I think the villains it'll become more clear who they are and this and that when it comes out. But it's just so nice to see all these familiar faces.
Familiar faces, and there were some familiar rebel ships, locations, and all of that. It was really good.
And to top it off with, they replaced all the voice actors from Rebels with, the actual live action actors. However, the voice actor for Thrawn, Lars Mikkelsen, I think is his name, he is reprising his role as Grand Admiral Thrawn, confirmed this morning, Saturday. That's also very exciting.
That is very exciting. Yeah, they were like about to just tease us and wait until the show came out, and then they just released it this morning. But it's very good to know. Like as many voice actors from the animations that we can get back, the better.
I just think Thrawn's iconic. Like his voice is it's different. In the show, it's so
Absolutely.
menacing. Like so I mean I would have been okay if they had casted like a good actor to play Thrawn. I heard people were saying Benedict Cumberbatch, just because he was built the same as Thrawn. But to get the OG actor, oh, what a treat.
Absolutely. So I think that's all we have for the Ahsoka trailer. I mean, I'm absolutely hyped for that. That is a big reveal.
What is next?
Um, I kind of want to save. There was three movies revealed. I kind of want to save those for the end. We'll get into the
Okay.
Acolyte next, and they didn't release too much about this, but for the Acolyte, it has been announced for a while. Um, Set during the High Republic era, so Clone Wars era. Maybe a little bit before the Clone Wars era, but during the time pre Palpatine, but not Old Republic. Um,
Yeah.
they have described this movie as Frozen meets Kill Bill.
Well, it's actually a TV
A
show.
TV show, yeah. But
And I've seen Frozen, Kill Bill. I've bits and pieces of it, but I'm really not sure how the two coincide with each other.
that's a crazy comparison or mashup.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
It is definitely
Um,
interesting. The
don't
only
know as much on this, but
Yeah, the only other information they have released on this, it is releasing in 2024, so not this year.
Um, yeah, and um, they've the they've released some of the cast, actually most of the cast. Um, I don't know who these people are going to be playing, but Amanda Stenberg is playing a former Padawan, and they have Lee Jung Jae, who, if you remember him, he was the main character in Squid Games.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, 456 or what was it, 457, number 457 or something like that. Yeah, he was the main character in Squid Games, and he is coming back to play a Jedi Master.
That's crazy. That's all we really know about the Acolyte. I mean, we know they're going to be going down sort of a dark path for that. They're going to be like picking up the dark side of the Force in that, I guess.
I heard that it was about basically like the Sith in hiding, and that this show is more geared towards like the point of views from the Sith.
So maybe like some Palpatine's master type of stuff. Like I forget his name, but I know he's a big name, and I should remember it.
Oh, it was Plagueis. It was Darth
Plagueis,
Plagueis.
yeah, there we go.
You ever hear the tale of Darth
Darth
Plagueis?
Plagueis wise.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's all we know for that. And moving on, we have slight news for Andor season 2. Um very slight. All we know is it's halfway done filming.
Yes. And apparently, they're every 3 episode block of this new season is going to take place within a year. So it's kind of confusing, but from what I got out of it is there will be 3 episodes, and that'll be a year, and then another 3 episodes, and that'll be a year. Not a year as in like real life, but like in the show years. Like
Yeah, to
so, a
catch
three
up to
episode
the
block will
events of
take
Rogue
place
One.
in yeah. So it'll take place over a period. I don't know how many episodes Andor is going to be, but season 1 was what, 13?
Yep.
So I mean, if they split it in threes, I'll just say they're going to do like 15 episodes. So I mean, that'll like a 5 year span, which I actually think does take you to Rogue One.
Yeah, so this should be the last season of Andor. 2 season stretch for that.
No, Andor, Cassius lives past Rogue One, right?
No, everyone blows up at the end.
I know, so sad.
um very, very, very slight news on another series coming out called Skeleton Crew. Not much news out about this, other than John Watts, the director of the new Spider-Man saga, is taking the reins on this.
I'm excited for this. We don't know much about it, but it's animated, and John Watts is pretty good. I don't know how you felt about the new Spider-Man trilogy, but I enjoyed it.
I liked Homecoming a lot, and then I liked No Way Home a lot. Far From Home, I had a couple problems with, but
Yeah,
it was really good. It was
our,
still decent.
yeah, it was still good, but yeah, it's I don't know the fact that they got a big director like that to do this animated show has me excited.
Yeah, I think they're for these shows, they're definitely pretty well thought out. It looks like at this
Um,
point.
I'm not sure if you know, you should know who he is, but they got Jude Law voice acting in this as like he's supposed to star in it
Do you
as a
know?
Jedi apparently.
Do you know what other credits she has? I don't know her by name.
No, Jude Law is a man.
Oh man! Oh, you said
Yeah,
her.
did I? No, I didn't. Did I say her?
I
I don't know.
swear you
Anyway,
did.
yeah, I don't know. Tell us in the comments if I said her.
Nah, I'll see it in the playback during editing.
Whatever. Jude Law, a man, is going to be starring in this show. That's all I know about it. He's like the only confirmed guy in this.
Do you know like what else he's been on?
Uh, I off the top of my head, I cannot think of anything, but I have seen him before. I know of him going
Okay.
into this.
Okay. So yeah, if you know who Jude Law is, you should be quite excited for this. So moving into the next portion of this Star Wars news, we have the 3 movies. We should start with the new Rey Jedi Master film. Um, Rey is
I'm
coming
excited for
back.
this.
Rey is coming back. They're hoping to fix her character in some ways.
They're gonna retcon it. They got to. End of
Yeah,
that freaking sequel trilogy was just
a mess to
a
say
shit
the
show.
least. So
I don't really have any good things to say about J.J. Abrams. That dude ruins every show that he touches, movie he touches. He
yeah,
needs to
I
stop
mean,
directing.
he got thrown a softball pitch with the Force Awakens. I mean, it was just a rehash of New Hope. So I don't think
Well,
he really could
The
have gone
Force
wrong
Awakens
there.
wasn't bad. J.J. Abrams did The Rise of Skywalker.
I thought he did both of them. I thought he came back for the
Mm,
last one. And
no,
what's his face was the last Jedi.
uh, oh, The Rise of Skywalker was the last one in the trilogy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was J.J. Abrams. So I got it mixed up. Yeah, J.J. Abrams did fine with the first one. The Force Awakens was fine. I thought it was a good movie. Um, it did kind of feel like it was just um, the prequels all over again, but it still was a solid movie. And then Ryan Johnson came in for what was it The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi, yeah, and he took everything in a new direction. That would have been fine if it was just continued there. You know, if you're gonna pivot once, that's okay. But then everything was just pivoted back in another direction with some lazy writing.
Yeah, and then J.J. Abrams could not fix it in The Rise of Skywalker,
No, he made it. I mean, he
unfortunately.
made it worse. I mean, I feel like if they just continued with what the Last Jedi was, it would have been received better in the long run if the story from that was continued. But then we got Palpatine returns.
I just got beef with how they handled Finn's character. Like that is the biggest beef I have with the
Yeah.
entire sequel trilogy is how they handled Finn.
Well, I mean, at least he had some kind of direction in the Last Jedi, and then in the Rise of Skywalker, he was non-existent.
Just like he went from like the main character, one of the main characters in The Force Awakens, him and Rey, and then he just like stopped getting screen time. They didn't explore anything more about him possibly being force sensitive.
Yeah, which was
I
confirmed, but at the same time, it was supposed to be confirmed in the movie itself, which was not addressed. He was just the whole movie was him going, Ray, Ray, I got something to tell you.
No, literally. I mean, all right. This is not a sequel bashing episode.
Okay,
We
yeah,
are excited for the new movie with
I'm
Ray set 15 years in the future.
definitely excited to see where they go with this, to see if anything's salvageable, honestly.
I think it is. I mean, when you have a time jump, and 15 years isn't too bad of a time jump, but I mean, they can do a lot with it. Introduce new characters. Um, I don't know who they would bring back, but I mean, it's Ray's back, so I'm hyped.
Yes, sir. And moving on to the second film announced, um, Dawn of the Jedi. We're finally going back to the old Republic. Some of this is being canonized. We're going back to the very
I'm
first Jedi, the start of the Jedi Order. We don't know too much about this, but it has been announced now.
I'm so excited for this one. They haven't touched the old Republic at all in
I'm
movies or films or freaking TV shows.
I'm such a
So
old Republic stan. I mean, I've played all the Knights of the Old
KOTOR
Republic
baby,
games. Yeah, KOTOR.
KOTOR baby.
KOTOR is like my favorite. Revan is the best villain and hero at the same time of all time.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool to see Star Wars when it first became a thing.
Basically, it's just a
And
new slate. It's just a new story, and that's what I'm excited for. It's
they can
original.
tell whatever story they want at this point. Like there's no existing characters that you have to worry about like writing the right way. Like you can just go in, clean slate, create whatever you want, and so my hopes are very high for this one.
Well, at the same time, you could say the Ray film is kind of a clean slate because I don't know who they'll bring back exactly, but it can't be too many people. I feel like they burned the bridge between them and John Boyega and Poe's
Yeah,
actor
unfortunately, Finn won't
probably.
ever come back, and it sucks because he's a big Star Wars fan too.
Yeah, because I think it'll just end up being Ray, maybe like Chewbacca. A couple of the easy ones to do.
R2 and C3PO is gonna
Yeah,
the droids.
but this new Old Republic Dawn of the Jedi film doesn't have to worry about any of that. I mean, like that the new Ray film has some of that going for it, but this is a completely new slate. I mean, this is something we've never seen before, and it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, no, it'll be good.
So that's it on that. So the last piece, what I've been saving for last, it was second in my notes, but I wanted to save it. The culmination of the Mandoverse, Dave Filoni's first Star Wars film, um, has been announced.
Yeah, this one, this has to be good. Like this one probably has the most pressure on it to do well and be a good movie,
It,
just because of all the groundwork they've laid over the last, 3, 4, 5 years.
well,
And I
they
don't know when
also
these movies are going to come out. It'll probably be a while, but they have to do it well.
yeah, because they're working around all these TV series that are intertwined, but at the same time, you have the guy who's been driving Star Wars forward all by himself lately. In the past like 5 years or so, Dave Filoni, he's heading his first film. I mean, you have to expect this is going to be good. The guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, no, I have high hopes simply for the fact that it is Dave Filoni, just a living genius. But um, they they have all these existing characters and existing storylines and plots and stuff. Like they cannot afford to have this be a bad movie.
And coming off of that, do you want to drop your theory you had dropped the other day, learning all of this information?
What about the Dave Filoni film?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So this Dave Filoni film, he talked about it at the Star Wars celebration, and it was said that this is an all-time battle. There's going to be an all-time battle that takes place in this film, and it's set in the Mandoverse. Now, if going back to what we had talked about first, watching the Ahsoka trailer, they showed Thrawn, and if you haven't seen Rebels, Thrawn is big time. And the fact that the Empire is gone, but he's still around, I believe that this entire film is going to be almost Endgame esque. Thanos is Thrawn, and everyone that you've seen so far in this time period is going to be there to attempt to take over, or sorry, remove Thrawn from power.
And they
So,
they had name dropped this in the trailer, which pretty much confirms it in a way. It could always go in a different direction, but the heir to the Empire is what Ahsoka called Thrawn in the trailer, and it dates back to a pre-Disney book that a lot of people love.
yeah, and that makes me wonder. I wonder if they're going to take Mark Hamill back again and have Luke be there. It would make sense. They've already shown him in Mandalorian, so it wouldn't be surprised if they, use the de-aging um, technology and have Luke come back.
Part of me hopes they recast him finally, so that maybe in the future we can get some Prime Luke content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Luke's
but
Prime.
I don't. They've already used him in the Mandalorian. If they were
Yeah,
gonna recast Luke, they should have done it in the beginning instead of, because if they recast Luke now with a new actor instead of using the de-aging technology, it's just gonna be weird.
they would have
It's
to get it spot on.
yeah, they should have done what in Mandalorian what they had done with the Solo movie, and just cast someone else who kind of resembled a young Luke Skywalker or a young Mark Hamill.
Yeah, and I think with that, I mean that's all we know on the Dave Filoni film is that it is announced that it's set in the Mandoverse and it's going to close all these plot lines. I'm assuming it's going to be coming out years from now because Skeleton
Yeah,
Crew is going to be tied into that in some way, from what I hear. Also, um, so it's gonna take some time for them to come to that point.
yeah, I would like to see at least within the next 5 years.
Yeah,
Like within the
because
next 5 years, focus on the movies and do this because Dave Filoni also has other things that he's working on. Like he is a
Ahsoka.
creator of the Bad Batch, and the Bad Batch season 3 it will come out eventually. I have no idea when, but there will be a season 3. Um,
and
so he's gonna have to find time to do this, but I think he
yeah,
will.
he's doing the Bad Batch. He's doing Ahsoka. He directs some episodes of The Mandalorian,
Yep,
and he's also doing this new film. He's got a lot on his
it's a
plate.
lot. It's a lot, but like I said, guy's a genius, so
Yeah, definitely in
I'm
good
sure it'll
hands.
be all right.
But I think that is it for our Star Wars news. It was a lot dropped and a lot that's exciting.
Exciting times.
So if you liked this news breakdown, let us know if you want more of this.
Yeah, and you guys can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, at the Juice Bros YT, and then you can follow our YouTube channel, just the Juice Bros. So we look forward to having you guys come back and watching more of our videos. And but yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Peace out, guys.